That looks really good. And that's exactly how a Spätzle looks as well. First time, I'm already winning, you guys. I live in Germany, but I am not the biggest fan of German food. And the reason might be that I didn't grow up here, so I didn't have a lot of authentic homemade German food. And that is why in this video, I'm going to make 4 popular German dishes from scratch at home to see how difficult it is and also if it tastes better when it's homemade. Let's go! So the first thing I'm going to make is probably the most famous German dish in the whole wide world. Sauerkraut. It's basically white cabbage with salt, and they ferment it in a kind of special way so that it doesn't taste so much like normal fermented dish anymore. You only need 2 ingredients. A white cabbage that look like this and salt. That's it. First, we remove some layer of the cabbage and keep it for later. Okay, so I watched a video where they say now you need to add the salt and it's supposed to be 2% of the total weight of the cabbage. So my cabbage is 386 grams and 2% of it, I have no clue. 10% of it is 38 grams. 38 divided by 5 is around 8 grams of salt. So the next step is kind of unique because in other fermented food that I made, like in Vietnam or in Korea or even in Japan, we never squeeze the vegetable because we want to have the crunch of the vegetables still there. But in this recipe, you have to get in there and squeeze them until they break down and all of the water is going out. Move it to a jar or something like this. But make sure to squeeze the water out first. Now you're going to use one of the leaves here and put it on top to cover it and pour the water in here. Close it and wait for 1 week, I guess. And that's how you make sauerkraut. Let's see if in 1 week it's actually going to turn sour, fermented, or it's not. Hi guys, it's been some days. Apologies for looking a bit rough after filming that video. I went to the bed, lie down, and I did not recover for like 3 days after that. I think I catch a cold or something. Now I am slowly recover, and since we still have a sauerkraut to check on, I decided to crawl out of the bed to check it out. I have not seen it for a while as well, so this is also my first time seeing if the sauerkraut is successful or not. There's mold on it. It gets moldy, guys. Don't know if you can see it clearly, but the leaves is having some dark spot. From the color itself, this is what sauerkraut supposed to look like. If you dig a bit inside, here it smells pretty okay, I think. But the outside, it was moldy, so it's not good anymore. I think putting the leaves inside was the wrong move. So sauerkraut, along with many other fermented things, is not easy. I cannot make it at home yet. And I'm gonna rate the difficulty level 7 out of 10. It is quite hard to make at home. I will just keep buying it in the supermarket from now on. So our next dish is actually one of my new favorite German dishes recently. I just discovered it for like some months and I'm obsessed with it. Käsespätzle. Cheese-Spaetzle? Does that making more sense for you guys if you're not German? When I first see this dish, I thought it's like a German mac and cheese. It's like some form of noodle mixed with cheese. So let's start. Here I have some Spätzle flour. You can just use normal flour as well, but because I live in Germany, I can just buy extra special flour for it. We're going to need 250 grams of it. salt. You kind of need to put like a lot of salt because the spaetzle is supposed to be quite salty. 2 eggs. Now this is my favorite part. As you can see, I have a hot parting pot here, and I just bought this tool on the internet. It's a spaetzle making tool, and you put it on the pot, and now you're just gonna put the batter through it so that it's like form some kind of shape. I have never did this before. I really hope the consistency of the batter is good enough. Yeah, that looks really good, and that's exactly how a spaetzle looks as well. First time, I'm already winning, you guys. So let's just cook it 10 minutes. I don't know. Okay, I think it is cooked. Just gonna put it into this bowl. So we need onion for this dish. And in some area, I saw that they just put roasted onion in there. But German boyfriend has swear that it is not an authentic spaetzle recipe. We have to use real onion, and then we have to kind of criminalize. You know what I meant it. I'm gonna add some salt, some pepper, I think it's ready. I'm going to take it out. Now, in the same pan, we're going to put back the spaetzle and add a lot of cheese with it. So I did a Google search, and they said put Emmentaler cheese in there. So you have to put a lot, so that it's basically half spaetzle, half cheese at this point. Ta-da! So first of all, I think I definitely put too much cheese on it.
Too much cheese.
We have German boyfriend here to test the authenticity of the food that I cook. I'm gonna let him have the first bite.
It actually smelled nice out of the apartment, and it drove me in out of the garden.
Really? Oh. So, what is your judgment on this authentic German spaetzle that I made?
I think they don't have so much to do with Spätzle. Yeah, but I have to say that. But the caramelized onions are awesome.
But the taste in general, what do you think? Does it taste like spaetzle to you?
Like the ratio of cheese and Spätzle is not really... I mean, it's definitely not bad.
Okay, how much would you rate it?
6 out of 10.
Oh, I would rate it 4 out of 10.
Yeah, if you weren't my girlfriend, I would also rate it 4 out of 10.
I'm not very happy with the result. I think I have to practice more, or just stop completely and go to the restaurant and eat a very good spaetzle instead. Anyway, thank you for your honest opinion.
Thank you very much.
You are free to go now. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I have beef with the next dish I do. It is very popular in Germany, and we have never made it at home, but every time I went to the supermarket and buy it, I don't like the taste. Maybe it's just because I can make it better at home. So today, let us try to make Knödel. It's basically a bowl of something. Could be a bowl of oat bread, could be a bowl of potato, but the most traditional one has to be oat bread Knödel. So first we have to cut the bread into small pieces now that the bread is ready, we have to start preparing the sauce. We would need 1 onion, chop it small. Now we need, I guess, like 100 grams of butter. I didn't know that there is butter in knödel. It doesn't taste like that. Now we're going to add some milk and just cook it a little bit until the milk gets warm, and we stab it. Before making this dish, I did some research on TikTok, and I saw a TikTok German chef putting some nutmeg powder inside. So I'm gonna do it. Maybe it's make the dish taste better. Let's see. Okay, so the sauce is ready. Now you just need to pour them in. I think I said this several times already, but let me repeat myself again. I hate petersilie. I hate the smell. I cannot handle it. I cannot eat food when there's petersilie inside. But since we want to do an authentic German cuisine today, the recipe calls for petersilie, and it is true that in every single knödel I have, there is petersilie inside. So let's respect the recipe, add some in. German boyfriend like to eat petersilie anyway. Oh, we forgot an important ingredient. Eggs. Sorry. Now let's just let it sit for around an hour. Alright, I think waiting time is over. Let's form the dough now. So the next step is just boiling the knödel. I have a pot of water here already. Now I just need to put them in. Add some salt. Maybe I should have done that before. While waiting for the knödel to be boiled, I'm gonna make a sauce because you need some German sauce to eat with the knödel. It's not like a standalone dish. And we're going to start with some mushroom because German boyfriend just love mushroom in general anyway. And it's also a very classic German sauce. I just learned on TikTok again how to cook mushroom correctly. They said do not put anything into the pan. Just hit the pan very hard and put the mushroom in because there's a lot of water in the mushroom anyway. You have to cook until the water started to go out of the mushroom, and then you can add whatever you want. But at the beginning, to keep the original flavor, do not put anything. And I tried it and it works. You know, it was super lucky that I haven't used all of the sauce yet. The one that I use for making the knödel, because basically it's the same kind of sauce, so the sauce of the knödel. Yeah, German food is not that creative sometimes. And basically, that's it for the sauce. So, roughly 5 minutes. I think it's ready. Let's take it out. And there you have it, the classic knödel. Let's see if my homemade knödel is better than the one we can find in the supermarkets. It is 500 times better. Wow! If this is how knödel is supposed to taste like, I can eat this every week. Even the petersilie is not that strong anymore because I cooked it. And like the bread mixed with all of the sauce, it goes so well together. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit fatty. I like it a lot, and I also like the sauce as well with the mushroom. It goes super well together. Oh wow. And mind you, I just use those very cheap bread as well. I didn't use fancy bread. I'm gonna rate this 10 out of 10. No question asked. Everybody should do this at home. There is this one German dish that looks really easy to make, but then when you talk to any German, they will tell you that it is almost impossible to cook it at home. But today we are going to try to do the impossible. I'm going to bake a pretzel today. And if you are an American, I'm not talking about those soft pretzel, I'm talking about the real German pretzel. And the reason why a pretzel is really hard to make is because a good pretzel should look like this, like with the same color, the texture, and also the crunchiness outside. It should be crunchy and hard outside, but soft inside. To achieve this kind of look and taste, we are going to need to use something called lye. It is a toxic chemical. You dip them into lye and then you bake them. But I am not into risking my life today, so I'm going to attempt to make a pretzel with baking soda instead. Let's hope that it works out. First, we need 250 grams of flour, 135 grams of water, 3 grams yeast, 5 grams salt, and 3 grams sugar. That's it. I'm just going to mix them up now. When they started forming a dough, we're going to add some butter in, like 20 grams of butter only. Okay, our dough looks beautiful. Now I just need to let it rest for around 25 minutes, and then we can start shaping it. We have our beautiful dough, and it has been rested for 25 minutes. Now it's time to cut them into 3 parts. This part I don't really understand, but I guess I just roll them into a dough like this and then let it keep resting. Oop. Now it's the hard part. We're going to have to shape this into a pretzel. Okay, actually it's pretty hard to shape a pretzel, you guys. Like, it's really hard to shape a long dough out of this. Okay, they are not the cutest, but they have good shape, I think. Now we're going to let it rise for like 1 or 2 hours. The recipe that I watched on YouTube, he said let it rise for like 24 hours in the fridge. And then in the next sentence, he said, but if you don't want to wait, you can just make it after 1 hour as well. So we are going for the easier recipe then. So it's been 2 hours, and honestly, the pretzel did not even change at all. So I checked and turned out my yeast expired almost 2 years ago. Anyway, we will maybe it will work still. So as I said, we don't use lye, so we're going to use baking soda instead. Gonna put 50 grams of baking soda into this pot of water. Oh, that's how it looks like. We put some honey in here, and basically that's it. So we need to boil the pretzel for around 20 seconds each side. Okay, in the video, the pretzel was actually floating. This pretzel is not floating, you guys. Excuse me, you're supposed to float. This is the pretzel after I dunk it in. Now I understand why they said it's hard to make. I don't think the pretzel is going to be baked now. It looks super sad. It's like a piece of cooked dough at this point. But we must keep going. Now we're going to put salt on the pretzel. I really like pretzel because of how salty it is. Just so, and then you put some butter on it and it tastes awesome. You guys, it's going to rise. I believe in you, okay? 15 to 20 minutes at around 200 degrees in the oven. Let's hope for a miracle. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Let's see if we make it or not. So let's start with the good news first, that it has the color of a pretzel. The bad news is my yeast definitely is dead already, so it didn't give me any rise at all for the pretzel. This is not what I expected to turn out, but I can say with confidence now that I agree with every single German that have told me that making a pretzel at home is very hard, because it is very hard. Case in point, I have failed. The outer part actually tastes like real pretzel. Other than that, 2 out of 10. Massive failure. Okay, so in this video we have made 4 dishes so far. 3 of them failed. 1, the Knödel, has been very successful. So we have a 25% success rate so far. I was a bit surprised that it was so low. I was very confident and I thought that I could do at least 2 to 3 dishes at home successfully on the first try. But it was fun to make. I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you guys learned a bit about German food culture as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a like or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!